All right. Last night, Morant returns to the NBA, Rob, after a 25-game suspension.
Boy, what a night, huh?
Man, Rob, dude was fantastic.
They got off to a bad start. I couldn't believe that they came back and won that game. Shocked.
7 points in the first half. They're down 24. And he is dominant. 27 points in the second half, 34 points overall, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. And Rob.
And a walk-off.
Yes. Rob, it was the first of his career. First game-winning buzzer beater of his career, drives to the lane against, I might add, one of the absolute best one-on-one defenders in the league, Herb Jones. 6'7", long, athletic, great defender. And so Morant was everything that Memphis could have hoped for in his return. They got to win. They're way, 7-19, way behind. But I think, they got a chance to maybe make a run at that one of those playing spots, but we'll see. But Rob, after the game, he's excited. He runs off the court, running into the locker room. And he says to just random cameras, I guess, as he's running into the locker room, I kept receipts. And
is he returning something to Bloomingdale? Something we don't know about?
I don't think so. So
okay.
I think you know what he meant. He kept receipts.
Thank you.
And you didn't like it. Share your thoughts with us.
I just think that had he had 7 points in the game, would he have run out and told the media that he had receipts of the people who said whatever they said when they said it? And number two, nobody did anything to him. Right. He did this to himself. He wasn't suspended for 25 games because they had already suspended him and warned him about his activities off the court, and he did it anyway. What receipts are there for anybody? Nobody's done anything to him other than analyze the situation, talk about what went down, how stiff the penalty was it just? Nobody did anything to him. It was the same thing when Dion, after they won, beat TCU, and Ed Werner, do you believe now? And I'm all this other stuff. I didn't hear any of that, Chris, when they blew a 29-0 lead or when they lost 5 of the last 6 games or they were getting drilled. Nobody was talking about receipts. Stop with the receipts, okay? Nobody did anything to him. And you just wonder, and I understand, he had a big night. He feels he can stick his chest out and thumb his nose at everybody. Nobody did anything to Ja Morant. Chris, Ja did it to himself. And the sooner you let that go and move past that and just get back to being a great basketball player, having fun at the game, and get your name out of the headlines for bad stuff and good stuff, that's how you move on. Worrying about what people wrote and said when you were suspended or when you got suspended to me, is counterproductive.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you on just about everything you said. I hope, Rob, that, I kept receipts is kind of an expression. It can mean, obviously, I was watching. I know what y'all were writing. I know what y'all were saying, right? That's kind of the meaning. But I'm hoping, Rob, that he just kind of said it like flippantly, like, I'm back, or,
It would have been nice to say that. I'm back.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And maybe I shouldn't, but I'm trying to. Because you're right, nobody did anything. And in fact, the dude to keep receipts on was your boy who was there last night.
Sitting right
Parker,
there, front center. Right. That's the guy.
That's the one that put you on Instagram holding the gun.
Thank you.
He's the one that was involved in some of the other incidents with you.
You're okay with him, though. You move past, you apologize. I mean, exactly. Everything is good. You're not holding that against him. You just said it, Chris. You don't have receipts against him.
That's the one. And Rob, remember there were reports there was talk or reports that he had kind of distanced himself from that guy. Obviously, they weren't true. But you're right. If anybody that you're going to hold receipts against, it should be him. No media person. I don't remember anybody really, saying anything inappropriate, Rob, about Ja's situation. Most people were trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think. And then, after the 8-game suspension, he comes back shortly thereafter and does it again. And, he obviously was suspended after that. But this is the thing, Rob. People aren't even asking that much of Ja. You know what they're asking? Just don't play with guns.
Right. That's a Chris. That's so easy.
You can own
God.
a gun. You can own a gun if you want. Legally own your gun. Fine.
Nobody, right.
A lot of people do that. A lot of American citizens do that.
And what people don't understand, too, is when you represent somebody else, Chris, we talk about it all the time. You're not a private citizen who doesn't represent a league, a team. You know what I mean? The ownership's value, whatever it is. You play for, that's what you sign up for. And I do want to say this. Pac who was banned, Chris. His friend who's back with him, is that his best friend?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Was banned from attending games at Memphis's FedEx Forum after a post-game confrontation, remember, with the Pacers traveling party. After the game, following an argument between Morant's associates and members of the Pacers traveling party in the arena's loading dock, the red laser was pointed from an SUV in which Morant was riding in. So there was another situation you were talking about where there were a couple things that happened with that guy Pac.
Look, Ja, nobody's telling you can't hang out with your friends. Rob, there was photos of him, videos in strip clubs. Nobody's even saying he can't go to those.
They're legal places.
Drinking. We've seen him drinking, videos. Nobody's saying you can't do that. You're an adult. What they're saying is don't play with guns publicly. And I don't know where, Ja grew up essentially middle class, and all the talk is that, he's not really from that type of background, negative gangs and things like that. And he probably got, a lot of times you get these images that he wanted to live up to. A lot of the guys get it from some of the hip hop music and gangster rap and all that. And we've seen, Rob, some of these Fat Joe, Styles P from the Locks, and some of these cats come out and say they were lying in their lyrics about all this gangster stuff. And, some have said, oh, they just saying that so they, nothing comes back to haunt them. Whatever the case, they're saying it isn't smart to put all this, doing the stuff he was trying to do in public ain't cool. It isn't smart. And so just all you got to do is play basketball. You can live your life how you want to, but why you would want to put your future and your freedom, Rob, in jeopardy for some image that you're trying to put out there, it just doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. He has the world. He's a young guy, Chris, with gobs of money and a long life ahead of him. And all he needs to do is stay clear of that. That's it. You could enjoy everything else you want to do. You could enjoy everything. No one's saying you can't live. He's 24.
Right. So I hope, I like Ja. I don't know him personally. I love his game. He showed last night, Rob, he is one of the most dynamic players, if not the most dynamic player in the league. I mean, his game is high flying above the rim. He's incredible. And if he, just will do what he needs to do off the court, then sky is the limit for this young man. And I think, Rob, he can, we talked about it yesterday, but I think he can get back essentially everything he kind of lost, with the way he was acting before the suspension.
I'm not sure.
People are willing. I think people will be willing to, if he does, say shouting, I'm keeping receipts isn't going to help. But I think if
it ain't the worst thing in the world, but it's just like
it makes people think, like you said,
like you think you didn't do anything, right? You didn't do anything wrong. That other people just are holding this against you, or they're hating on me, or whatever it is. Like that's the part. And the other thing too, Chris, Jaws lost $39 million on his contract. You remember that for not making All NBA. last season, mostly due to the suspension. So that's a big
He won't get
$39 million. You ain't getting that back. That's gone, and that's where your negative behavior can hurt you. I mean,
Yep. Absolutely. Your turn to weigh in on Ja Morant. Do you think he's learned his lesson? And what do you think the future will hold for him on and off the court?
All right, Paul in North Carolina. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Paul? Paul. All right. Paul's not in North Carolina. Maybe he's in South Carolina. Adam in D.C., you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Adam?
South Carolina, no reception. My man, how y'all doing, man?
Listen,
I want to preface this by saying, if you would have caught me at 24 in D.C., goodness gracious, I'm glad they didn't catch me. So I hope he's allowed to continue to grow, man. But as we're speaking about now, I don't think the young brother learned his lesson, man, because it's like, as soon as I heard what he said, it's like, bro, what? You don't got no PR people to know, good people around you to tell you that when you come out here, just smile today, brother. And I don't even want to say, remember that old lady? She said it in the racist way, but I'm gonna say it in the brotherly way. Man, just shut up and dribble real quick, bro, and then smile. Like I just don't think. I think with a lot of these young boys, man, like they don't have a lot of accountability, and you try to talk to them, and it's like I hope he don't have to have a real bad experience, but maybe you know who he needs. I think y'all said it before. He need a real gangster like Zebo to tell him like that. There's an old Memphis player to show him like, hey, bro, relax and chill, get this money, and then if you want to be a gangster later on, go ahead and do that then. But, bro, don't mess up the bag for your family. Just focus, bro.
You already lost $39 million last year. You lost $39 million.
Is a lot of money, bro. A lot of money, man. Y'all take it easy,
come on, man. Well, you a basketball player. You ain't a gangster. All right, come on.
Stop with all that.
Gangsters trying to get money. You got money.
Right, they're trying to get what you got, and all you're doing is playing basketball, with all your hard work and God-given talent. That's all you needed there. Ricky in Florida, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Ricky?
What's up, Rob? Chris, thanks for taking my call.
How are you?
I got a lot more salt in my hair because I'm spending all this money on these kids. But
how many kids you got, Ricky?
I don't know. I'm with you. I have a nephew and I have 4 nieces, but I still got to spend that money.
Oh, yeah. No. You got to take care, especially when you don't have kids.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I just want really before I get to Ja Morant, man. I love the black and white ball talk. And the Milanos, they're not allowed. They have to referee. They got to put on the black and white uniform and referee the game, and that'll be fair.
That would be fair. All right.
To me, Ja Morant, I'm with him, kind of. Like, I think that was just like him just talking. Remember, he's still a young kid.
That's what I'm hoping.
And I just think that he was waiting 25-game suspension. He came back. This is what he is. He's really a basketball player, and you've seen it last night. This man, he did what he had to do, brought his team back, and I think his team surrounded him. And hopefully, I'm with you, Rob. I hope he just sticks to basketball and enough with his horseplay off court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm a basketball fan. I just want to watch him succeed. That's what I got. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I think, Christmas. Rob, a lot of people are pulling for him, but
nobody wants to see a young guy fail. Right. For what reason? He didn't hurt anybody. He's just being foolish. Yep. There's a big difference, Chris. People hurt people. It's a harder time to just overlook that.
That's why I think it's all there for him to get back if he'll just do what he needs to do.
We'll see. Yep. Gary in Houston, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Gary?
Yeah, okay. Before I get to my point, Rob, I'm begging you, please don't apologize to RG3. Okay.
Did you hear me up? It's not happening. Okay. I would love to talk it out with him. Look, I would have a conversation. That's all.
Why are you saying that? Why shouldn't he apologize?
Because he didn't really say anything wrong. Like Rob already apologized on the ESPN thing for the comments.
That's right. I did do that, and I didn't get my contract renewed anyway.
What'd you say,
Gary?
Yeah. Okay. As far as the Ja Morant thing goes, I don't think he's learned his lessons because this reminds me of the Draymond Green thing. Remember when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole, and then he had that documentary come out, and it made it look like he was the victim in all of this? That's kind of what the Ja Morant thing. Like he's internalized the suspension. Like people are against him.
Right.
He's like the tragic hero. That's what it reminds me.
No, Gary, it feels like that, and that shouldn't be the way he wears it. It's a bad look.
Be a good look if he does that.
If you make it like you're the victim, like somebody did something to you,